Hi guys, welcome to our channel Love in the Middle. My name's Jeanette
And I'm Travis.
and we have put together a 10-week series for you to share our very raw, unedited journey of perimenopause, midlife and staying connected as a couple through it all.
So if this resonates with yourselves or if it resonates with other people you know, then please like, subscribe and share, and we will see you every Sunday.
So we wanted to start this series so we could be honest and share with you our journey, not the polished version. We want to share the raw, unedited version of how perimenopause can affect marriage or relationships. Because it doesn't just affect your body, it affects how you show up and affects the people you love the most. I think we had almost become strangers, hadn't we, living in the same house. We didn't really know how to respond to each other anymore. What used to feel natural just felt impossible, didn't it?
Yeah, it was just difficult, wasn't it? It was not understanding it.
Yeah.
And from my side, it felt like the ground had shifted, and I didn't know, I'm not going to say rules, I didn't know what to do or how to be. And I didn't recognise the woman that I loved, and I couldn't tell her she recognised herself either. And I wanted to help. I wanted to help so bad that I didn't really know how to, and nothing I did seemed right.
It's because I didn't feel like me anymore. I think the ways that I was reacting, the anger that I felt, it scared me. And I had moments where I'd look at myself and not know who I was and question, who is this person? It was incredibly scary. And I think the hardest part was realising that it just wasn't affecting me anymore. It was affecting, my family and my friends, to the point where there was one day where I ended up making you cry and my youngest daughter cry, and the shame of that felt absolutely unbearable. And on that day I can remember dropping them off and driving in my car and found myself standing at the top of a cliff, not necessarily because I wanted to die, but because I didn't know how to keep living like this anymore, and I really just didn't know which way to turn. And I went to the doctors after that looking for answers, and blood tests were done, and they were just kept saying to me, it's not your hormones, you're too young. And I suppose then we didn't know, did we, that having blood tests is just not a reliable way to diagnose perimenopause, because your hormones are fluctuating constantly. But at the time, not having the knowledge, hearing that just seemed to make everything so much worse, didn't it? It just sent me on a bit of a spiral. And the impact it was having on you guys, I know you didn't recognise me, but I think the children even started to not recognise me anymore either.
No, they didn't. And that was terrifying.
Yeah.
Not because of blame, but because we were watching the person we love so very much just disappear in front of us, and and was not being the person that we thought and we knew, and we just didn't know how to help and what to do for best.
I think it's because I just felt so lost of my own life. I didn't trust myself anymore. I didn't trust my emotions. I could go from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye, couldn't I?
Yeah, you could.
And I didn't know how to explain to you guys that this isn't something I was choosing. I literally just felt so out of control. And we did not understand that this was perimenopause for a while, did we?
No.
And to understand that it's just not a physical transition, is it? It's very much emotional.
It's a relational one, and couples are ill-prepared for that, and it wasn't talked, and it's not talked about enough, and this is something that we want to try and help with.
Yeah, and I think it's important to understand that this isn't a failure of character.
No, definitely.
It's almost like a season of profound change, which is why we've started up this channel, isn't it, this series, because we want to share with all of you guys and everyone watching that it's not something to feel ashamed of, scared about or confused, because that's exactly how we felt, and that's what we want to try and help others not feel.
Yeah, And if this is happening in your relationship, it's really important that you're not broken and you're not alone.
No, and although you probably maybe feel like you're in a really dark place, it's important to know that help does exist and others are going through it, very much so, even though it's not talked about and it's not shared. So many people are going through it and
And things can change, can't they, as well?
Oh God, yeah, definitely. And I think it's just about talking to people, isn't it, and getting the right support and, you know, understanding what's happening to your body and that your relationships matter. So, yeah.
And what we'll do is we'll leave support resources in the description as well, which you can refer to, and hopefully that will help.
Yeah, because there is lots of help out there. And you know, in this series we are going to be talking very openly and honestly about what this season does to relationships and couples, because I think it's something. I mean, we're incredibly strong, and we've been through a lot, haven't we, in our marriage, and this shook us massively.
It's hard.
It's been incredibly hard, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And you know, there were times when we didn't know whether we were going to actually survive it and whether it was time to call it a day and walk away. But I'm so glad we didn't. And I'm so glad that we have done the courses to become relationship coaches, because I think there's definitely a niche out there to be able to help others. But that's also why we've done this series as well, because we want to just be able to share with you guys what we've done and what we've worked through and what we'll continue. Yeah. Because I don't think it's over for us yet.
No, not at all. So if any of this resonates with you, and you feel you want to reach out or you want to continue with the series and you've got any questions, then please just drop in a message and then contact us.
Yeah, and share it with anyone who you think it might help. And I think we're going to try and do maybe 10 in this series.
I think so, yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah.
And then we'll take it from there. But we'll look forward to seeing you again next time.
Okay, thanks.